Hello, Jen here with a layout for February's crop for My Scrappy Life. I am doing the Anything Goes challenge again this month, which is exactly what the title says it is. This is Anything Goes. So if you have been cropping along Friday and then now today, you can see the lineup of stuff that we'll be doing for Saturday. If you are playing with some of these challenges and you're getting other ideas and coming up with other designs and stuff like that, which happens so often when you're cropping, especially and you see other people's work and you just get all that good inspiration. And sometimes you just want to put something together that isn't necessarily one of the challenges. That's this challenge. It's the Anything Goes. So I love it because it's just an opportunity for me to hop in here and create and play. And I like to kind of go back to some of those things that I was going to say that I used to do. It's not that I used to do. They're my comfort zone things. So techniques that I really like to do, like this particular technique where I'm going to do a little bit of smooshing with my watercolors, and layering up lots of things, lots of bits and pieces and scraps and stuff like that. That is definitely something that I love. And just kind of not having a plan and putting stuff together and just working with what's on my desk, not really overthinking it. That is kind of my comfort zone when I'm by myself and I'm creating on my own. And I find that the more that I have been creating videos and working on design teams, and the more exposure, I guess you could say, that I've had to the community, I like to experiment and I like to have fun and try new things. And if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that. And so sometimes I veer off of these little comfort zone techniques and the products and stuff like that I just really like to use. I veer off of them for a bit because I'm trying out something new. And so it's always really nice to be able to come home to that kind of thing. So smushing for me is definitely something I just love to do, and splatters and that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm doing for this Anything Goes challenge. I am working with a little bit of Valentine's stash that I have because this is the Galentine's February crop. You guys are welcome to use any products you want. I always challenge you when I'm doing this type of a challenge to go ahead and pull out scraps and just sit down and put them together. That's exactly what I'm doing here. I smushed all of my paint. I know I have to sit and wait for it to dry. And so I'm just taking these little bits and pieces that sort of were calling to me, the chunks of paper that I thought might work together and work with my pictures. And I'm just going to slowly piece them together into this cluster or this layer of goodness. And so that's my challenge to you. If you have some scraps that are kind of piling up on your desk and you've been working away, you have more cropping to do for the rest of the day, why not pull out some of those scraps and see if you can kind of put them together to create something that maybe is very spontaneous, that you didn't initially have planned. Because it's Galentine's, I definitely welcome you to go with some of those traditional reds and pinks and more of those, kind of Valentine's love themed icons and things like that, hearts and stuff, but you don't have to. You are welcome to pull out anything you want. And as far as photos go, I'm going to be scrapping some pictures of my daughter and I. We went to a show with my friend and her daughter, and it was just, a couple of cute little selfies. And so I thought that kind of works for Galentine's Day. Here you go. You can see them right here. So if you've got some fun, kind of more Galentine's photos, definitely pull those out. But if you want to do something totally different, if you've been working with the theme for the rest of the challenges and you want to do something entirely different for this one, absolutely, you are welcome to do it. I can't wait to see what everybody creates. It's always fun with an anything goes challenge, right? Because literally anything can happen. So, yeah, I love to see what everybody creates. So let me tell you a little bit about what I have here. Everything is bits and pieces from various Valentine's themed collections that I've accumulated over the last few years. So nothing is brand new. I tend not to pick a lot of Valentine's stuff because I don't scrap a ton of Valentine's photos every year. So these collections last a little bit longer than some of my other collections do. But I definitely have some simple stories in there. I have I think that red and white striped piece is from Echo Park. I think that one's either Echo Park. No, I think that is for sure. The heart, the kind of mosaic heart that you see, is a cut apart piece from crepe paper. I think that collection was called Hello Love. Yeah, I think that might be it that I've got kind of thrown in there. This piece here that I matted that photo on, that's also, I think, from the Echo Park collection. So yeah, just bits and pieces. I kind of hold on to those scraps a little bit longer because I don't tend to pick up a new Valentine's collection every year. I maybe only do it every few years. Because most of the time I'm only using maybe like, one or two pieces of paper from the collection and a handful of stickers and that kind of thing. Yeah, not a ton. So I have lots of scraps. So I've been working with them all month actually, which has been really, really fun. So I kind of put that together, and here's where, again, I kind of like to do things on the fly a bit and just what feels right to me. This is definitely a comfort zone thing for me, tearing to create some sort of border or layers. I really like the idea of my pages being contained. Is that the right word? They're just kind of held in nicely with either a mat or a frame, something like that. I know sometimes that can kind of feel a bit like old school thinking, but it really does, I don't know, it just makes me really happy. So in this case, because I made my layers kind of stretch almost directly across the paper horizontally, I thought I would go ahead and just create a kind of like a top and a bottom. So I grabbed some black cardstock, I tore my tops, and even though I tore a little bit more off the top than the bottom, my layout wasn't entirely centered, which I sort of thought I was doing on purpose to begin with. But in this case, once I tore it, it didn't really matter, right? I could sit it anywhere I wanted on that black cardstock. And I absolutely love black and white with pinks and reds. I think that it just makes those colors punch. So I do have to admit, a lot of my Valentine's layouts or layouts using these collections, I tend to mix them with black and white. And so it was just a really, quick decision for me and an easy choice to go and get some black cardstock. Well, I didn't have to go anywhere. It was right beside me. I kept this all together in the kit because I use it that often. And so I went and grabbed that black cardstock, and you can see here, if I just wanted to leave it like that, the black just somehow intensifies those pinks and those reds. And then when you've got the white, I don't know, it just really makes them look cleaner and brighter and, I don't know, more refreshing, if you can call colors refreshing. But I thought, because I have mostly the pinks and some red, but I have those dots of blue and aqua in there that I would bring some of that into my border too. So I have this same piece of paper that I matted the middle picture with, and I thought just to have that repeating within the layout, I would use that to kind of add a little pop of this darker kind of like teal color that you'll just see kind of between those rips in the top and bottom borders. Is that what we're going to call it? Yeah, let's go with that. So that is what I'm doing here. Because it's torn, you don't have to make this look perfect. It's really just to get that little pop of color out there. My paper wasn't quite long enough, so I'm kind of, just piecing it together. But you really can't tell that. It all kind of lined up and worked out well. So, yeah, I'm pretty much done. This came together so quickly. I'm going to add a few little stickers and embellishments. I'm not overthinking it. I have a rough visual triangle here, but I wasn't necessarily planning it that way. I just kind of plonked these stickers where I felt they were going to sit nicely and kind of nestle between other things, and didn't overthink the ones I was pulling off of that sheet. And that's it. That is my layout. This came together super quick, but it makes me so happy. I really love it. So I cannot wait for you guys to post what you're creating for this Anything Goes challenge. The links are all down below if you want to come and join the crop and join the group. Please check out all the other challenges and everyone else's inspiration. And I will see you again soon for the bingo challenge. So until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Button, turn my channel.